hit the ball, you catch the ball. You got it?
There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Viva Cuba Libre! Welcome into episode 21 of the Picked Off Podcast, the hardest hitting 30 minutes of baseball coverage you will get all week. I'm your host, Bitter Mike Babbo, with me and back on his soapbox, my partner in crime, Mr. Aric Schuler. Aric, how you doing?
What's going on, everybody? Me and Mike been going back and forth on some of these stories here in the MLB, and he's kind of got me fired up about a few things, so we're going to get to some of that. So
That's
I'm excited.
my job, isn't it?
That's it.
Really?
That's it.
Just wind you up and let you go. It's what we're here for. Let's go over the layout of the show. We're going to go over the latest news around the league, and we've got lots going on over the last 7 to 14 days. We're going to give you our first half awards for MVP, Manager of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Comeback Player of the Year for each league. And we're going to preview some key matchups this weekend, and there are some doozies out there. So, first of all, the latest news. Congratulations to Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw. Last week, he eclipsed a 3,000 strikeout milestone for his career. On July the 2nd, which I think was 8 days ago, against the lowly White Sox, he threw 6 innings, allowed 4 earned runs, 9 hits, 1 home run, 1 walk, but more importantly, those 3 strikeouts that got him to that 3,000 mark. This guy is destined for Cooperstown. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, MVP, 5-time ERA title, 10-time All-Star, 2 World Series rings, including last year, and the illustrious Triple Crown winner in 2011, Aric, where he led the league in wins, ERA, and strikeouts. And that 8-year stretch, starting in 2011, he was about as dominant as you have ever seen, as I've ever seen.
Best pitcher in the league.
No question. Better than Roy Halladay, better than Greg Maddux, better than anybody that I can think of.
Yeah, significant run there. I mean, this guy, hands down, first ballot Hall of Famer.
No question about it.
3,000 strikeouts is a number, but something I kind of want to get out of this conversation, Mike, is do you think we're done seeing 300 game winners?
Verlander has a shot at it. I mean, he's going to have to pitch about 3 or 4 more years, I believe.
Yeah, and he's going to have to get 15 wins a year, something like that, right?
Yeah, and right now he's at 0-7 with 15 starts.
I think it's over. I really do think there's certain milestones like that that become impossible.
Yeah.
I don't think these guys are pitching enough innings. I don't think they're going deep enough in games. I think, and so I think that's going to be harder and harder. So I think the new measure is going to be 3,000 strikeouts.
Right.
3,000 strikeouts, you're in. Not to mention, Clayton Kershaw is a first ballot Hall of Famer outside the 3,000 strikeouts. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer irregardless of the 3,000 strikeouts.
And he joins very elite company. He's now one of 4 left-handers who have more than 3,000 strikeouts, and the other 3, including CeCe Sabathia, recently voted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And so, obviously he's going to follow in those footsteps. And let's just face it, on a personal level, Clayton Kershaw is a class act. I'll never forget Madison Bumgarner's last game as the San Francisco Giants against the Dodgers. It was late in September, and Mad Bum loved to hit. We knew about that. He had a little red ass behind him, but he also loved to hit. He loved to hit nukes into left field in Pac-Bell Park. And Clayton Kershaw, did he throw him any of those 12-6 curveballs? No. He just fed him heat the entire at-bat. He lined a shot to Max Muncy to end the inning. That was his last at bat. And you know what he did? He tipped his cap to Mad Bum. That was cool.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Yeah, Kershaw's class act. You know what really surprises me about him, though?
Yeah.
I just feel like the Dodgers have been relevant for so long. I can't believe he's only got 1 ring in a COVID-shortened season, I think.
Well, it was 2 last year, but he really didn't play at all.
He was a non-factor. I'm talking about as a legit
right.
Part of the team. So it just surprises me. Dodgers have been so relevant for so long, and he's been relevant for so long.
You can thank the Astros cheating scandal for that in 2017, right?
Thank you for bringing that up. So, speaking of a sore subject.
They came close a lot of times, but also Kershaw was part of the problem, too. His postseason record
not
is very,
great.
Very uneven.
Yeah, not great, for sure.
Least, yeah.
But, golly, Mike, sub 3 ERA. This guy is an absolute stud.
Yeah. That 12-6 curveball, who he learned that from, right? Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, Koufax. I think I saw the story on that.
Yeah,
I think I saw the story
pretty
on
awesome.
That.
They were on stage. It's like, Oh, no. This is what you do.
Yeah, this is how you throw it. Yeah, for sure.
And, God, I hated facing him. I mean, not me, but I hated when the Giants faced him because you knew it was going to be a long night.
Sure, yeah.
On a more sober note, sad news out of Pittsburgh, RIP to Pittsburgh Pirate Hall of Famer Dave Parker, outfielder for so long with the Pirates, the Reds, and then he finished up his career with the A's. He died in June 28th of Parkinson's disease. The Cobra was a 1978 MVP, 7-time All-Star, 2-time World Series winner, one with the Pirates with their We Are Family days, and then one with the A's in 1989. 3-time Gold Glover, 3-time Silver Slugger, and a hand cannon of an arm. I'm telling you, this guy was as intimidating as anybody is out there in the peak of his career. Was inducted by the Veterans Committee along with Dick Allen back in January of this year. So unfortunately, he misses his induction. Terrible timing for him.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, Mike. I will tell you this, though. I mean, we talk a lot about the Hall of Fame on this show, but I will tell you, he had the statistics for me to get in outside this Harris committee.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually surprised. You know, that's kind of the first thing that came about when I heard the news of his death is that he just got elected to the Hall of Fame. I guess I wasn't putting that together, but you know, that's a travesty.
Yeah.
Because I really do think he had the statistics. I mean, you know, close to that 300 career batting average. I mean, a couple hundred hits shy of the 3,000 hit mark. I mean, my thing is that's the type of guy that gets in the Hall of Fame these days.
Right, and he was in an era where pitchers were really dominant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and his contributions to the A's really shouldn't be overlooked, too, because he was the one who held Ricky Henderson in check, because Henderson was kind of a wild child, and he said, look, dude, you are just going to go in line. And I'll never forget that he was having a conversation. Actually, he was just sitting in the dugout one time, and they were getting ready to play some team, and, of course, they were looking at the out-of-town scoreboard. It's September of 1989, and they're still in a pennant race. And Bob Welch and Mark McGuire and Kosei Kenseco, they were young guys at the time, and they were worried about the out-of-town scoreboard. He looked at them and said, hey, all we got to do is keep winning, and no one can catch us. He walked out to the clubhouse.
That's exactly right.
It's like, yeah, he's right. He's like, no kidding. So,
that's right.
R.I.P. to him. He will be missed.
So tell me, I mean, before we move on from this guy, just to give some credit where credit's due, I mean, how does he not get into the Hall of Fame?
The only thing I can think of, Eric, is because maybe there were guys that were in line. Because remember, there's only so many guys you can vote for.
True. Right. But I mean, did he get caught up in that '70s Pittsburgh stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, I know,
the drug scandal for certain.
You know, that definitely could have been a factor, and we know how. I mean, we know how the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame is with that sort of stuff.
Especially those old writers, those old school writers, they can hold a grudge. I mean, look what they did to Orlando Cepeda when he got caught for distributing drugs.
Yeah, could have been.
He got voted on. He had to get voted on by the Veterans Committee.
Yeah, you absolutely get put on a list, man.
Yep.
It will, and like I said, the Aric Committee. This goes back to our boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Possible. It's
possible. We'll see.
But they've changed the makeup of the Aric Committee and how it's voted on and stuff. So it's going to be harder. It's not going to be the shoe-in like Harold Baines was.
Right. Yeah.
Latest news out of Washington: another manager goes down. This time, along with his GM, Mark Lerner, the owner of the Washington Nationals, finally cleans house. He fires his GM Mike Rizzo and his field manager Davey Martinez. The interim general manager is now Mike DiBartolo. The interim manager, they took a day and a half to name him, is Miguel Cairo. He was an assistant since 2024. He's a 13-year Major League vet. Cairo was also an interim manager for Tony La Russa back in 2022 when he had to take a medical leave of absence, and Cairo finished out the season. Pretty respectable, 18-16 for that year, for that team. The Nats, though, they were really scuffling.
38-54, joke. I mean, this needed to happen. It was going to happen.
Yeah.
We talked about this. They were going to be a basement dweller to start the year. Didn't have a lot going on there. Once again, it gets back to all these other organizations that have made midseason moves. I don't think it does much. I think it's really just setting the table, getting an early start to the offseason.
Well, here's the thing, too, with this timing is now DiBartolo has to handle the draft and the trade deadline, and they got the number 1 pick in the draft this year.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
They got to figure out if they're going to go with that LSU pitcher or they're going to go with Nathan Holiday.
No, yeah, he's got a lot on his plate. He's got a lot on his plate. Do you think Holiday's performance, his Jackson's brother, or Jackson's performance in the bigs, do you think it's going to impact this kid's draft?
Ever since Jackson got drafted, he has been saying to everybody that'll listen, my younger brother's better than me.
Well, I would say he better be.
Yeah. They have to draft as to what they need. And right now, I think they need more pitching. They've got a lot of talent in the field. Between Dylan Cruz and C.J. Abrams and Cobra Ruiz, James Wood, they got a nucleus of some excellent talent.
Yeah, they need to go hot and heavy in the pitching category for sure. They need to come in hot there. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think that's all this is getting an early start, starting to prepare for that, starting to prepare for the offseason and see where they need to be.
Yeah, and they were really lacking in their international scouting and, of course, the development of their talent. Because all those guys that I mentioned, they got them via trades. Kudos to Mike Rizzo for getting those guys. But those guys were already major league ready talent. What about the guys you've been drafting over the last 10 years?
Yeah,
Not much.
Rizzo's struggled over the last 5 years. Yeah. I mean, let's just call an ace an ace.
Well, and I don't know how Davey Martinez kept his job over the last 5 years, because ever since their World Series title, they haven't been 500.
No, I think sometimes they look around and don't know who to blame.
No,
that's what I think.
There are only 2 teams since their World Series title that have more losses than them. That's the Pirates and the Rockies.
Yep.
Dude, I mean,
That's it. So now that's far cry from 2019.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So
remember, in 2019 they were 19-31. This guy was halfway.
They turned him around.
Well, Trey Turner came back from his injury, and then some of the guys from the bullpen came back from injury. They turned it around.
Snowball.
Right.
Yep.
And then of course they won. They beat the Astros in 2019, and the only World Series that we saw in history where the road team won every game.
Every game. Yep. Every game.
Wild. Before we move on, do you want to talk about DJ LeMahieu?
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about it.
The 13-year Major League veteran, I think, right?
Yeah, I would tell you the key takeaway for me here is this is a business. Yeah. This is a business. I like this guy, Mr. Baseball. He looks like a ball player when I look at him. Very versatile player.
Lunch pail kind of guy.
Yeah, lunch pail type of guy. Great hitter. He won the batting title twice in his time in New York.
The first player in the modern era, that means since 1900, to win the batting title in each league.
He
won it with the Rockies, and then he won it with the Yankees.
Yeah. So
since Luis Arias has won it with the Marlins, the Padres, and then the Angels.
Yeah, and so I think the Yankees are trying to make some moves. I give Cashman some credit here. I'm not impressed with the Yankees. We can get, I can go down a rabbit hole there. But they're trying to make some moves. He wasn't happy about the second base move, Chisholm coming back. I think he handled it like a pro.
Yeah.
And I don't know, where do you think he ends up? He's 37 years old. I mean, somebody's going to pick him up.
I mean, he's defensively challenged for sure.
Sure. But there's enough DH at bats to where he's going to get picked up by somebody.
God, that's got to be limited. Maybe Seattle, maybe the Texas Rangers. They could kick the tires on him. They certainly need a DH really badly. I mean,
they're selling though. They're going to sell.
Well, I don't know.
I'm convinced.
The only person that's really marketable is Adolis Garcia.
I mean, you're fresh off Dallas. What'd you hear up there?
I mean, Adolis Garcia is as good as gone, but the thing is that you better get an upgrade for him because he's actually been hitting a little bit better. What they really need to do is that they need to move Corey Seager out of shortstop, put Josh Smith in there, because Corey Seager is a defensive liability.
Can't move.
He can't move, and he's lazy.
Yeah.
No, he's always been lazy. He doesn't get behind the ball. They teach this, scoop and score type fielding, and it's just so annoying. But they need to put him over at first base. He's 6'5" for crying out loud.
Yeah. That's where he needs to be.
And the game I saw, Josh Smith made 4 phenomenal plays at first base. The guy's got incredible footwork.
Yeah.
And so they need Seager's bat because he runs into one once a night. I mean, he strikes out 2 or 3 times. He's actually hitting the ball with
I don't know, Mike. Get the paddles off the wall. These guys are dead. These guys are dead. The Rangers are a joke. The Rangers
How did
are
I get you on the Rangers?
Yeah, don't get me started. They're my World Series call. They're 10 games out of first place.
They're behind the Angels.
They're behind the Angels. The Rangers are a joke. I'm very upset about what's happening in that division, primarily because of my hatred for the Astros. But give the Astros credit. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Give them a lot of credit. I'm impressed with kind of what they're doing and how they're staying relevant here.
Yeah.
But it comes down to the Rangers never got off the bus. It started early in the season. They haven't figured it out. I think, like I said, get the paddles off the wall because these guys are
their
dead.
pitching has been phenomenal.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, wasted. You wasted a year of quality pitching.
Tops in the major leagues in most categories.
Yep.
But their hitting with runners in scoring position is 225. Putrid.
Putrid.
Right?
100%.
First pitch, they have a 305 average. And as you get deeper and deeper in the count, it gets worse and worse and worse to where a full count, it's $170.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful.
Off the rails we go. Anyway,
yeah, here we are.
First half awards. Let's get into it. Let's start with the MVP. In the AL, to me, it's a fight. For Aric, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Aric?
It's a no-brainer. I'm sorry, Aaron Judge. He's the guy for me. He's leading in a couple big. Hitting 360. That is outstanding. Right. He's right there with this kid in Seattle and home runs. I think it's no-brainer. This is what it comes down to me. This is important to me, Mike.
Yes,
I think it should be important to everybody else. This comes down to who is the better team. Who is the better team? These two guys are in a two-man race, in my opinion, for the MVP of the American League.
I don't think there's anybody close.
Yeah, as we go into the All-Star break. Now, things can happen. There's another 80 games after the All-Star break. We'll see what happens. But right now, these guys are in a close race. Aaron Judge is my guy. It all comes down to who's going to be the better team out of this. I want to see the best player on the best team. That's what I want to see.
I would tend to agree with you. Certainly the numbers bear that out. In WAR, Judge is first, Raleigh is second. We're talking about Cal Raleigh, the switch-hitting catcher for the Seattle Mariners versus Aaron Judge, the right fielder for the New York Yankees. Judge is first in most offensive categories. On-base percentage, batting average, slugging percentage, OPS, the list goes on and on. Where Cal Raleigh gets him is the 36 home runs, which is record for a catcher.
Yep.
For me, I think you're right. It depends on
and look, I can understand your point, Mike.
A switch-hitting catcher.
Yeah, I can get behind that. As an overall well-rounded player. Right, and we love the catching position, me and you.
Do.
But it is the most important position on the field.
He's playing in a pitcher's park, whereas, let's face it, Yankee Stadium is a bandbox.
Sure. I 100% agree, but everybody else plays in that bandbox too.
Yeah, but they don't play 81 of the games in Seattle.
That's true.
So,
look, I'm not taking anything away from the guy. Yeah. He's having a great season. Right now, for me, I'm giving the nod to Judge.
Gotcha.
But I will say, I'm going to get on a little rant here.
Yeah, go.
Right? Judge needs to be a leader. I know he's a great player.
You want to see what he does in October.
I get it. I need you to be a leader. I need you to be a leader. Speaking of, my dad and my brother, they were up in New York City a couple weeks ago, went to Monument Park. Big topic in the Schuler household is there's a few guys in Granite in Monument Park at Yankee Stadium. When's Jeter going to be one of them? Are they going to wait till he passes away?
He's not there yet?
No, so he's in Monument Park. But there's only a few guys in Granite.
Oh.
Okay? The big stones.
Oh.
Okay? One is Hubbard. Right, you got DiMaggio, you got Mickey Mantle, you got Lou Gehrig, and you got Babe Ruth. Those are the five. Right, those are the five guys that have the granite. And me and my dad talk about it all the time. Derek Jeter's going to be the sixth.
He should. I can't believe he's not.
Yeah, when is it going to happen? All those other guys were what's the word?
Posthumously.
Posthumously. Yeah. Yeah.
Posthumously.
Yeah. So all those other guys, I think it happened after they passed away.
Yeah.
And so we'll see with Jeter, but I think it's going to take the Yankees being subpar, and then they're going to need to get a little publicity going.
Right. They're going to need to have something.
Yeah, that'll be what happens.
Boost the attendance on a Sunday or something.
So I'm excited about that. Sorry about that little tangent.
It's okay.
But we'll see what happens.
Turning to the NL MVP, it looks like a runaway again. As much as I hate to say this, it's Shohei's. Really, look, PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, the outfielder for the Cubs. He's making a run at it. He's hitting 271. He hit 2 bombs today in a rout of the Twins, 8-1. He went 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs. He's just doing everything that he can to keep the Cubs in contention because the Brewers are right on their heels. Maybe Will Smith has a little bit of run, too. He's leading the league in some categories out there as well. But and the problem I have with this, Shohei, he's an opener right now. He's pitching, 1-2 innings. He got up to 2 innings his last start. I think he's going to face the Giants on Sunday. But for right now, for all intents and purposes, a DH, and I have a serious problem voting a DH as the MVP.
I understand.
Okay, he's a half a player.
I understand. But if he keeps this up, if he does this for 10 years, Mike, he's going to go down as one of the greatest players there.
No question about it.
And
the talent is otherworldly.
Yeah,
but in the end, he's still just a DH right now.
I agree, but he is playing a video game. He looks like a video game out there. I mean, I can't say enough about the guy. I think he's playing for a very good baseball team, not without their flaws.
Yeah.
Right. You're seeing it. But for me, I'm a middle of the road guy when it comes to these MVP votes. I like to see the best player on the best team.
So Ohtani leads in slugging percentage, OPS, runs scored, plate appearances, home runs, I believe. Home runs in the National League. I think he's got 31. Total bases. Will Smith leads in batting average and an on-base percentage. So there's going to be some split votes maybe, but right now Ohtani is the odds-on favorite to win the MVP in the National League.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He's got to stay healthy. I mean, there's a lot of things that there's a lot of season left here. I will say, if you're double digits out of first place, regardless of how much season's left, if you're double digits out of first place, I think that's, you got to keep yourself in contention, and I don't think that's doing it.
Right.
That's just a sidebar in terms of how much time is left here in the season.
Manager of the year, I gave you 3. You got a choice?
Hands down, Espada.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had these guys buried.
I'll give you an argument for the other two.
I had these guys buried. And he's pulling it together. He's got a kid, Cam Smith, probably Rookie of the Year. Playing like an absolute stud. And everyone who knows me, who's listening to this show, knows it just pains me to say this. It pains me to say this stuff. But you give credit where credit's due. Yep. These guys are playing they're hitting above their weight class right now. And that, for me, is on the manager.
Right.
When you're hitting above your weight class, it's on you. When you're hitting below your weight class, it's on the manager.
Okay. Well, I want to make an argument for A.J. Hinch because what he has done with Javi Baez, putting him in the outfield, and what he's been able to do with Spencer Torkelson, get him going again because his OPS is through the roof, and managing that pitching staff because they lost Jackson Jobe, who was a number 3 overall pick last year, rookie of the year candidate last year, and with Casey Mize as a reclamation project, and of course Tarek Skubal, and just managing that roster, and of course Alex Cora, that clubhouse could have fractured, right? And he kept it together until they found time to get Rafi Devers out the door because he's got to manage a lot of young players who are playing out of position and a lot of veterans arguing for seat time. And he's been able to weather that storm, and now they're 4 or 5 games over 500. They've won 6 in a row. I mean, those two, they have an argument, too. Look, I get it. Joe Espada has outperformed, right?
Yeah.
They suffered through they sleptwalked through the first 2 months of the season, and then June they just took off. This is a great race here.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, Boston's only 5.5 games out of that division.
No.
That division is wide open.
Oh, yeah.
The NL East, with the exception of the team south in Baltimore,
East,
right? They're smoked.
Yeah.
Right? But the rest of the teams are very much in that division. I agree with your sentiments around Cora. But I will tell you, and look, Detroit, Katie bar the door, they look great.
Oh.
They look. I mean, they're the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
So they look great. My only thoughts is what's happening in Houston is a total surprise. It's total surprise. We all thought Detroit.
Oh, their fans are shocked.
Yeah, we all thought Detroit was going to compete for that division, right? We thought they were maybe a year early.
Detroit, you mean who?
The Tigers.
Oh, for the AL Central.
Yeah, we all thought the AL they were going to compete for the AL Central, right?
Right.
And so it's not surprising. Now, it is surprising they're as dominant as they are. They're 13 games up in first place right now.
But you're right. The Astros are complete out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Astros came out of nowhere, and they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Right? They're one of the best teams in the American League.
They're 3 games out from the best record in baseball.
Yes,
right?
I think so. I think so. So give this guy all the credit in the world. A lot can happen. I will tell you, if he ends up winning this thing, I hope he takes the entire organizations for the Mariners and the Rangers to dinner for this award, right? Because those guys absolutely no-showed this year. But I will tell you, this guy's the Astros are hitting above their weight class.
The only question, my friend, is are they peaking too early? It's not October yet. You can't win any titles in July.
Hey, I 100% agree, but we are talking about mid-season awards here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Manager of the Year in the National League, I gave you 3 more. Actually, I gave you 3, but I snuck in another one. So what are you thinking?
I like your boy. I like your boy in San Francisco. Yeah, I like him.
He's got to stop putting Ryan Walker in game situations, though. But he's managed the best bullpen in baseball.
Yeah,
no question about it.
I think he is doing a good job managing the team. Right, not just not personalities.
Yeah.
Right. Some guys are managing personalities. Cora has his hands full in Boston.
He's doing a great job.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Okay, but my thing is, San Francisco, I think they're a little ahead of schedule. Right, which is
they are, but I mean, since they're 12-4 start, they're 1 game over 500.
That's
true.
A
problem I have.
That's true, okay. but I would say sometimes we tend to talk about the Mendoza line. We talk about the line being above 500.
Yeah.
So let's give them some credit.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, they're in contention. They are a surprise right now. I just wish that they would hit better with runners in scoring position. And I think that's on Pat Burrell, the hitting coach. And
yeah,
I think he's out the door. And Bob Melvin did get his extension granted or picked up about a week after they traded for Devers, which was kind of strange because they were in the throes of a terrible losing streak.
Yeah, I would say it's really going to depend on what happens with these guys after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Because I think when you start getting, I really like them being on LA's heels. Mm-hmm. I really like them being on LA's heels. But if you start slipping back, I mean, right now I think they're 5 games out of first place. You start slipping back to that 8-9 games, this thing can kind of get away from you. And then I think the discussion maybe changes on who's manager of the year at that point.
Right. The 2 wild cards that I'll give you are the St. Louis Cardinals, Ollie Marmol, who's got his team 5 games above 500 at 49-44. We didn't think that they were going to do anything. Remember, they did zero in the offseason. And then, of course, the Florida Marlins, they're 7 games under 500. That's it. With this bottom of the barrel payroll, he's got a Rookie of the Year candidate in Augustine. Their pitching has been otherworldly outside of Sandy Alcantara, who's been absolutely terrible. And they're on a hot streak right now. If they keep this up, he may get some run.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm talking about McCullough.
Yeah, all I'm saying is they're not going to give manager of the maybe they do.
Yeah,
but they're not going to give manager of the year award to a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
If they're 500, he's going to get some love.
Okay, well,
both of them, both him and Marmol.
You heard it here first.
I got you.
If they do not make the playoffs, right, it all is for naught.
It's just a matter of getting more out of your team.
I 100% agree.
Right?
And all I'm saying is, if you look at these situations, I think you're getting more out of San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
They're playing. The intent of the NL West was that the Dodgers were going to run away with that division.
Right.
And we were a week away from the All-Star break.
Right.
And they are 5 games out, still very much in the division.
All right. Got it. I hear you, and I like that take. Cy Young, AL. Is there any doubt? Tarek Skubal. I mean, I can throw out a couple of names at you, but
I really don't think a lot of these awards that we're talking about are really close.
Yeah,
and this is just another one.
Nate Eovaldi was close. I mean, he had a 1.62 ERA before he went down with that elbow inflammation. Mm-hmm. Back in May 29th, and he didn't come back for another month. We actually saw him, I think it was June 26th, and he looked a little rusty, but his last couple of outings before that, or after that, he looked pretty solid, like the Nate of old. Max Fried, dude, if it wasn't for him, you guys, I don't know where you'd be.
Yeah,
no Clark Schmidt anymore.
Yeah, he's been a pleasant surprise. I mean, he was their key off-season signing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the expectation is that he would do this. Now, the fact that he's had to step in and be a number 1, it's a little bit different. That's a little bit, but he has rise to the occasion.
Right.
I still don't think. I think this is Skuball's
to lose.
To lose.
Yeah.
I mean that's damn near sub 2 ERA.
Right.
I mean that's. It's hard to argue with that midway through the year.
He goes out there and he reminds me a lot of Clemens. He just pitches hard. He pounds the zone. He pitches angry. I'm just waiting for him to go out there with Ibach.
Yeah, I will tell you what I'm really excited about, and like you've heard me say a lot of this on this show, is I really like when teams like Detroit are good.
Yeah.
It's good for baseball, and I'm excited to see what he does in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. I think Detroit's going to make the playoffs for sure. I think they're going to win this division.
Sure.
And I'm excited to see how guys we've seen guys like this over the history of the game, right? Kurt Schillings, they pitch angry. right? They're a different guy in the playoffs. And so I'm excited to see kind of what he looks like because you have a couple guys with attitudes like that, they can carry a team a long ways.
Yeah, no question about it. National League Cy Young, to me it's only two guys in the running, and I don't even know if it's really two guys, but right now Paul Skeens is must-see TV. He doesn't get much run support. The poor bastard is, 4-8, but he's got a sub-2 ERA. It's just incredible.
And his stuff is nasty.
Just incredibly
I mean, it is nasty. So yeah, I like Skeens to win this award. I like Wheeler because he plays for Philadelphia. They're better. They're a better baseball team. Yeah. So I appreciate that. Wheeler's having to go out in high pressure situations. Paul Skeens is selling the stadium out because it's him. So at the end of the day, they don't really care if he I think all these guys. I think a lot of these guys care about winning and losing. I don't want to take that away from him. But I'm just saying I don't think the pressure is the same in Pittsburgh as it is in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the only thing is that Freddie Peralta is the only one who's got double-digit wins right now, and he just threw a gem just yesterday, shut down the Dodgers. He's got 10 wins, whereas Skeens only has, I think, 4.
Yeah, I mean,
but Skeens is the ERA leader right now. He's second in WAR for pitchers behind Wheeler. But Wheeler's got him on stats on walks and whip, walks and hits per innings pitched, strikeouts, the whole thing. So it might be close. I mean, your point is taken. It depends on who is going to be the better team.
Correct. And so that's why I think this comes down between two guys. I think it's a Zach Wheeler conversation. Mm-hmm. I really think he's a quality pitcher. Yeah. Peralta, we talked about him. But I like Zach Wheeler. I like where Philadelphia is at this juncture in the season. Yep. I was really excited about the division to start. I'm glad to see Philadelphia's kind of taking their spot at the top, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The comeback player of the year for the American League. I love Jacob deGrom, man. I mean, after 2 years plus of being absent from the game, he is throwing lights out. I think he's thrown 17 or 18 starts in a row where he has given up 2 earned runs or less.
Yeah, he looks really good.
I mean, I love Javi Baez.
He looks really good.
I love what he's been doing.
Do you think he's going to get some run for this award?
Javi? Oh, yeah.
If he does get some run, if he gets some run for this award, if he's actually considered for this award, I think he should win it.
Yeah. Well, because normally I do not like it for a comeback player of the year if he stunk the previous year.
Right.
But he was also hurt.
This is a transformation for him.
No question about it.
I think this is a turning point in his career. He's going to become someone different.
And here's the wild thing, too, Aric. He's also playing a lot of shortstop, and he's playing better shortstop.
No.
He's playing second base.
He is playing looser than I've ever seen him play. And that's not saying, I always thought he was kind of a hot dog.
Yeah, knucklehead.
Yeah, knucklehead. And so my thing is usually those guys play looser than anybody.
Right.
But he's found a real niche here. And my thing is, who is the last person we've seen do this? Where we've seen a guy come in and be an ultra utility guy that can.
Tony Phillips. Sparky Anderson put Phillips all over the field when he was playing for the Joy.
If I had a vote for this award right now, Baez be my guy.
Okay.
If he gets looked at as that.
The only thing with deGrom is that he is pitching more innings than he has since 2019, I think.
No, I'm not trying to take anything away from deGrom.
No, I know you're not. But my point is that he may not last much longer, right?
That's true. I mean, it's a long season. We're only halfway through.
Exactly. Comeback player of the year for the National League. I look at it and I'm thinking twice. Maybe Ronald Acuna. He's got 11 home runs. He hit 2 yesterday. He's got 21 RBIs, but his slash line is otherworldly. 331 batting average, 450 on base percentage, 561 slugging percentage, and a 1013 OPS. Those numbers are stupid.
No issue with those numbers at all, but Atlanta is awful. So maybe I'm changing
my own mind.
Atlanta is awful.
Yeah, and they're terrible.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I think this is a wide open. Of all the races that we've talked about, I think this one is wide open.
Yeah, let's see how it works out. But I actually like Acuna better than Spencer Strider.
Yeah, I mean Acuna's numbers are gaudy.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
AL Rookie of the Year, Jack Wilson's kid, Jacob.
Give me the kid in Houston.
Cam Smith?
Yeah, Cam Smith. I mean, he's. I'm sorry. I love what Houston's doing. I love what they're doing.
But that's the team. Look what Jacob Wilson's doing for a lousy team.
I just think you have to look at what guys are doing, and I like winners. I like teams that are winning.
But it's not Jacob Wilson's fault that he's playing with a bunch of AAA guys.
Hey! What was our expectation in Houston?
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. But our expectation in Oakland was pretty bad, too.
I agree.
He's hitting .335.
I mean, don't get me the line on the average. You know I love that good average.
Well, that's why I'm going to give it to you, because I'm trying to change your mind.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to get on board with somebody from Houston.
335
so that says
average,
a lot.
379 on base, 468 slugging, 847 OPS, 9 home runs, 42 RBIs. Very low strikeout rate, very high walk rate. The guy is just doing
the
it
numbers
all.
are there, Mike. The numbers are there. It's just I really have this infatuation. I have this bias. I just like guys that play for good teams.
All right, well then...
I think they're playing in tougher, more pressure-packed situations. I just don't buy into the Emmitt Smith diamond in the rough thing. I don't care about,
Fair enough. All right, well then we're going to test that theory, because the National League Rookie of the Year is between your boy Drake Baldwin, the catcher for Atlanta, and... my guy, the flame-throwing right-hander Jacob Misiorowski from Milwaukee, who I just saw a couple nights ago mow down the dreaded Dodgers. I mean, this kid was filthy. It was so funny because he went up against Clayton Kershaw, and Clayton hadn't heard from him. And then they had a post-game interview with Misiorowski, and he said, well, I hope he's heard of me now. And they turned right to Kershaw. He's like, yeah, I know who he is now.
Yeah,
he was just absolutely painting at 99 miles an hour.
His stuff is electric, Mike.
Yes,
it's electric. Yeah,
I love his excitement, his passion on the mound.
Yeah, I like him. I like him to win this award. I really do. It's like I said. There's a number of other guys. Baldwin. You got this kid in Miami.
Yeah, Agustin Ramirez.
Yeah, Ramirez.
Yeah. But he's splitting time between catcher and DH.
No, he is. Yeah. He is. And I'll tell you. I mean, Drake Baldwin's going to put up a fight here. But I think this guy. With the Brewers, I think he's likable.
Yeah.
I think he's likable.
Oh, they
I think
love
he's
him
exciting.
There. Oh, man, that place is electric.
Great baseball town.
Yep. Sure
right?
is.
And so I see this guy, if things keep up and he continues to be dominant and he continues to go out and have good outings, I think he could be your guy.
Did you see what Andrew Vaughn, the former DFA kid from Chicago, you see what he's doing with Milwaukee?
I did not.
He's just getting a lot of clutch hits and playing some really good defense. Maybe the guy just needed to change the scenery. Getting back to Misiorowski, they got Woodruff back from the IL. They got Freddie Peralta leading the league in wins, doing his thing. Chicago, don't look back.
No, great.
Something's gaining on you.
Best run, for my opinion, as a divisional, where the division stands right now, you have a lot of teams still in contention.
Right.
You only have one team in that. I mean, Pittsburgh's no chance here. They're 18 games out or whatever it happens to be.
They had a little bit of a run a couple of weeks ago. But I mean, they swept the Cardinals. They shut them out.
Yeah, anybody less than 10 games out at the All-Star break is very much in the thick of it.
Yeah, and that's going to cloud the trade deadline.
Who's buyers and sellers? That's the big question this year.
Nobody knows. I mean, everybody's looking for Texas or Arizona or maybe even Boston to crap the bed.
If the GM for Texas is out there, blow it up. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Let's do it.
Well, the problem is that most of their players are too high priced.
Yeah, call Cashman. Make a deal. Come on.
You're going to have to give us some money.
Yeah.
Turning to key matchups this weekend, Aric, heading into the All-Star break. This is the last weekend before we have our Midsummer Classic. The Tampa Bay Rays at 50-43, second place in the AL East. Travel to Beantown to face the Boston Red Sox. They are hot right now, 49-45. They are third place. 4-game series starts tonight. Tonight's probables are Taj Bradley with a 5-6 record and 4.35 ERA for Tampa Bay versus Walker Buehler, who's been a very disappointing 6-6 and a 6.25 ERA. The guy is 2-4 over his last 5 starts with a 9.92 ERA. Blech. I mean, you can't believe it.
Awful.
I thought he was going to do better. I thought he was going to give more to the Red Sox than Garrett Crochet, but he certainly has not. Friday is Drew Rasmussen at 7-5 with a 2.82 ERA versus maybe Garrett Crochet himself, 9-4 with a 2.39 ERA. Tampa Bay was 2-4 their last road trip through Minnesota and Detroit. Boston just swept the homestand. Well, they're continuing their homestand, but so far they're 6-0 in it. They swept Washington and the Rockies, 2 also-rans. So how do you see this matchup?
That's part of the deal, though.
Right. You
got to win the games you're supposed to win.
That's exactly right.
And you got to take 2 out of 3 on all those series.
Right.
And so I like Boston here. I think they're playing good baseball. I'm surprised. I'm a little bit surprised at the stickiness of Tampa Bay this year.
Yeah.
They're always sticky though. They have a good franchise there from the standpoint of they do more with less.
Yes.
And so I like Boston here. I think they're playing better baseball. I think they're better managed. I like Cora a lot. I think he's going to turn it around, and I think they're going to compete for that division, although they're still 4 games out. I think they're 4 games out. But I think they're going to compete for this division for sure.
Turning to the National League West, finally.
Talk to me.
The Los Angeles Dodgers at 56-38, first in their division. They are 5 games ahead of the San Francisco Giants, and they travel to the city by the bay. The Giants are 51-43, and the Dodgers are scuffling a lot here. They got swept at home by those Astros, and then they went to Milwaukee and got swept again. So they've lost 6 in a row. They got a lot of injuries. Kike Hernandez is out. Will Smith is hobbling. Teoscar Hernandez is hobbling a little bit. The Giants have won their last 2 series against the Athletics and the Phillies, but still getting next to nothing from Ravi Devers, whose average is just really plummeted. His entire stat line is plummeted, and his strikeout percentage has gone up from 27% to 43%.
Yeah, he's going to need to get that worked out.
Yeah.
He's going to need to get that worked out. Here's my call on this series, Mike.
Yeah.
This series is all about San Francisco. You have a chance to make a statement here.
Absolutely,
I want to see if you are competing for this division and you want to be taken serious, go sweep the Dodgers.
But they have to hit with runners in scoring position.
At home, go sweep these guys.
Well, they got swept at home by Miami.
No, I understand. Miami's playing good baseball. We talked about that, though.
Yeah,
they're playing good baseball. But I'm going to tell you.
But that can't happen.
Go in there.
I'm sorry.
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
Fire me up.
But I'm going to tell you right now. You go in there, you sweep the Dodgers, you get your 2 games out going into the All-Star break. Come on.
Well, they got 2 of their 3 All-Star representatives going this weekend. Logan Webb, their ace, is 8-6 with a 2.62 ERA. He goes up against Dustin May, who's 5-5 with a 4.52 ERA. That is Friday night. Saturday is Shohei Ohtani. He's the opener. He'll probably throw only 2 innings in his 4th start.
And then you got Yamamoto
against Landon Raup, and then Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who got absolutely torched.
Yep.
He didn't even last out of the first inning against Milwaukee. Hey, everybody's going to have a stinker.
That's it.
I get it.
That's it.
But he goes up against Robbie Ray, who is absolutely lights out. He's through his 2nd career complete game a couple of starts ago. He is 9-3 with a 2.63 ERA. This is all about the pitching.
Maybe we'll go put a little action on this. Maybe I go get a little odds.
You know what? You want to go ahead and do that? That's fine.
For San Francisco,
maybe I'll put an
care of
emotional
business
hedge and bet against the Giants, and I'll gladly pay for them to sweep them.
We'll see. Big series for San Francisco. Big,
yeah, totally.
Big. I mean,
don't break my heart.
Yeah, I love this.
Finally, the one we've been looking at for about a month, the Texas Rangers at 45-48 in 4th place, one of only 2 teams to have a losing record and still have a positive run differential. The only other one being Atlanta, only because they pounced the A's last night 8-2, and they have a +2 run differential against the 1st place Houston Astros at 53-38. The Rangers, we've talked about ad nauseum of their hitting struggles. They're the top pitching staff in the league, but they're plagued by poor offensive performance, especially with runners in scoring position. They need to get something more out of Jake Berger. They need to get more out of Corey Seager. Marcus Semien is starting to hit.
A little bit.
Right?
A little bit.
But they also not DFA'd, but they also sent down Josh Young to work out his issues.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a guy struggling.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the guy looks like Ned in the 1st grade up there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, Austin Wells style in the playoffs, you know. You could drive a truck through that hole in a swing. Yeah, exactly. But here's my take on this series, Mike. Texas, in my opinion, get the paddles off the wall. I think they're dead. I think this is the series.
Paddles meaning clear?
Yep, clear. Yep. 3, 2, 1, back up. Yeah, these guys are done. I will tell you, but I will say, if they're not done, the rubber's gonna meet the road. Well, they need to show some signs of life here. If they don't take 2 out of 3 of the Astros, forget it.
Yeah, they had a very important road trip in San Diego, and then they went to 4 against LA, and I think they split the 4-game series. This one is absolutely critical for them. This means everything to them, whether they're going to be buyers or sellers in the trade deadline or whether they're going to be in contenders at all in this division or much less in the playoffs.
Yep. I think this is the series, Mike.
Yeah.
This is the series to where you decide whether or not Texas is a buyer or a seller. This is it.
The Astros, after a 31-29 start, they went 19-7 in June. They slipped a little bit. They got swept by Cleveland. Cleveland had lost 10 in a row before they came into Houston and swept them. Isaac Paredes, Cam Smith, Jake Myers, and Jeremy Pena were all lighting it up, but now Pena is hurt with a rib fracture. They moved Mauricio Dubon over to short. I mean, he can do everything. He can play infield, outfield, anything. But the lineup has been solidified a bit. I love your pick for Rookie of the Year, Cam Smith. This guy's a natural second baseman. They got him playing right field.
Yeah,
I mean, that's hard for a rookie to do.
No, and I'll tell you, I'm very impressed with what they got going on in Houston. It really pains me to say that. But they have a few players.
And they still don't have Yordan Alvarez. He's still nowhere to be found.
No, Mike,
we're close.
Mike, this should not be happening.
No,
this should not be happening. Whatever's happening there is not right.
Right. Pitching lineups for this weekend. Maybe Patrick Corbin goes for the Rangers. He's 5-7 with a 4.18 ERA that has not been announced. But Lance McCullers is definitely going to start for the Astros. He's 2-3 with a 5.82 ERA. He had a terrible outing, his first outing of the year, but he's cleaned it up. He had a little injury issue, but now he's back on the active roster. Saturday, again, TBD, but it should be Jacob deGrom with his 9-2 record and his gaudy 2.29 ERA. Goes up against Framber Valdez, who is 10-4 with a 2.90 ERA. Sunday, again, TBD for the Rangers, but we're thinking it's going to be Nate Eovaldi. We'll see how that goes. Maybe he gets selected to the All-Star team and then they do a bullpen game, but I'm sorry. You're chasing for a division.
Yeah,
the All-Star game.
Who cares about the All-Star game?
Exactly.
Who cares about the All-Star game?
We do, but we care way more about.
No, you're interested in chasing your division.
Right.
I mean, I love the Midsummer Classic. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I will say this. So tell me this, Mike. If the Rangers end up going down this weekend, taking a few losses versus the Stros, and they end up being a seller, could they move deGrom?
I don't know if you want to.
No, I don't think that you want to. I want to be clear. Sellers never want to sell. Okay,
right.
But I'm saying they get to the point where they want to blow this thing up. I mean, if you turn into a seller, you're blowing it up. You're trying to get value. You're trying to get draft picks.
He signed through 2027 with a club option for 2028, and he carries another $120 million on the payroll.
Yeah.
So someone's going to have to take that.
And I'll tell you this. If you are a seller and you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle, here it is.
Man, you dangle him, and
Just
first of all,
curious what he might look like in pinstripes.
Texas fans. Well, if we're talking about Boston or Yankee fans, then they'd probably burn the place down. But we're talking about Ranger fans. They probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't even notice he's gone. Maybe Fred would.
Fred would definitely would.
Yeah.
On Fan After Dark, he would absolutely go bananas.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Aric?
That'll do it. That's it, man. That was a good a lot of action. We're moving into the All-Star break. I'm excited about the All-Star game. It's one of the best times of the year.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Before we sign off, we want to give a shout-out and a lot of love to the people out in Kerr County. For those people at Kerrville, in Hunt, Ingram, who are dealing with the absolute devastation of the floods. Our hearts go out to you. We at Valero, we have pledged $500,000 towards relief efforts, and I know that the employees of Valero have pledged at least that much. For anyone out there that wants to donate, please go to www.redcross.org and donate as much as you can. Donate your time, your talent, your treasure, whatever you can do, because those people are really hurting. So God bless them all.
Absolutely.
That'll do it for this episode of Picked Off Podcast. Next week, Aric and I will look at the first half and play amateur GM and get these underperforming teams back on track. We'll take a hard look at the 2025 trade deadline, which is Thursday, July the 31st at 6 p.m. We want to thank you all for listening in. We also want to thank you for your feedback. We want to make this show better because we do it for you. You can catch us every week on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow us on X at @TheBitterMike or on Instagram, BitterMike1963. Time is precious, so we appreciate you spending some of yours with us talking the great game of baseball. Have a great weekend, everyone. See ya.
See ya.